Happy days. It is time for some FACEIT League. We're getting into week 2. We kind of got over, a holiday week here in the States, kind of that. Of course, we had the OWCS Grand Finals happened over this past weekend as well. So yeah, first week was a little rough. We should be kind of falling more into a rhythm here as we get into week 2 and going into December now. I've got some EMEA expert for you to start off week 2 here today. Say first look at a couple teams here this season. It'll be our first look at NewGens overall. Telacy Esports, their opponents here, a returning team here in FACEIT League. Well, you know what? Let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's see. There's your match page. All right, let's go. There you go. We got NewGens taking on Telacy here today as we get into week 2. NewGens coming in 2-0. Telacy with a 1-1 record coming out of week 1. NewGens, this may be a new name here in FACEIT League. May not recognize the name, new this season. Actually, they have 2 teams here in expert NewGen squad. But you recognize a lot of the players, no doubt. With, Buffyez leading the charge. This team's definitely got a lot of punching power, and it's one that we had pretty highly ranked there in our power rankings. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab those. You know what? How did I not have those ready for you? NewGen squad we had ranked. Sorry, let me get this fixed for you. There you go. We had set at number 8 coming in. I mean, despite the fact that the team wasn't really able to play in season 6, right? We didn't have much to go on from season 6. So if we're looking back, 7-8 record in season 5, playing under, was that Little Ducks? Yeah, that was Little Ducks at the time. And then season 6 really weren't able to play. So don't have a whole lot to go on, but it's the competitive history of these players. What got them into that 8th ranking there in our power rankings. But hey, I mean, so far, they have validated that with a 2-0 start to their season, as they come up with opening wins against both Fat Pigs and Dragon's Vanguard here to start. They will follow up with matches against Pepsicad and Crazy Dodo following. So that's, a decent stretch of highly competitive teams here. And I believe we had Fat Pigs in our... Yes, that's the Olivia Tries Benina roster. We have them kind of like just outside of top 12. Same with actually both, Peps Academy as well as Dragon's Vanguard. We had all of these opponents here from NewGens kind of just outside of top 12. I basically labeled it as teams I wanted to see more out of before I knew where I could place them, right? Matter of fact, that's where we have Telacy Esports as well. So, with the 1-1 team coming in here into week 2, just got basically need to see more, but have potential to crack top 12. But NewGens have so far been 2-0 against teams that are in here with Fat Pigs and Vanguard. We'll see if they can keep that streak alive today. Let's see. Telacy coming in 1-1. Well, it says 1-1. This just says... Okay, no, this says 1-0. Excuse me. What was I doing? You distracted me. I got distracted by dad jokes. I'm easily distracted by dad jokes. I'm easily distracted by anything. Who are we fooling? There we go. Boom. See? We're learning on the fly. And they're going to have to face both of the NewGens teams this week. Both of them look pretty good, too. This is a nasty looking schedule here for Telacy Esports. It does look like we have a few changes coming in this season. The underlying names are names that are new to the roster. So Telacy, we keep... Sin, Kylo Ren, and Donnie stick around from season 6, but a lot of underlying names here, right? We have 5 new players added to this Telacy Esports roster on the back of their perfect 500, 8-8 season 6, right? That was good enough for 11th, not good enough to make it in the postseason. So some changes out of Telacy coming into season 7. See if they can do better. See if they can get above 500 and fighting to get into that top 8 and get into that postseason here in season 7. We are at top of the hour. Cassidy ban here out of NewGens got our first ban. I think just kind of being on the left-hand side. I think they were just generated as the home team, quote unquote. Who bans Winston? All right, we're getting ready. All right, we're getting ready. We're getting warmed up. We're getting a cup of tea. I got a fresh cup of tea here. Maybe we can actually get calling all managers playing. I do plan to stream that as well. That'll be fun. All right, but that's a story for another time. Right now, it's EMEA expert time. Week 2. Let's Telacy taking on NewGens. Let's go. Let's get into it. Show me some Overwatch. Wait, they didn't actually swap sides. I just assumed since NewGens got map pick that they were going to swap sides. They did not swap sides.
5, 4, 3.
You saw nothing. Everything is practically perfect in every way. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, let's go. Oh, wait. Okay, so Mysterious not... Do I have wrong information? I have Mysterious listed as a tank player here for this squad. He's playing flex support right out of the gate. As we get La Campanesa. Is this a ult? This is Buffy's. Of course this is Buffy's. Yeah, pulling the ball. Yeah, okay, so we do have Buffy's in. Oh! And immediately gets the assassination onto Eclipse up top. What a great dive between Effort and Buffy's. And that's gonna be good enough for first cap there for NewGens. Telacy are playing in the Diva comp. Both teams, obviously both teams work in the Freya. We do have a slight difference in the flex. Well, I guess this flex DPS role. Yeah, sure. We did see a lot of the Echo played in over the weekend. Very versatile, very good at the duplicate. Such a powerful ultimate. And then there you go. You can see the kind of the finish potential. I mean, as in final blows, not as in, blue and white flag. Not the potential of the fins. That's not quite that bad. Second fight has come and gone. Big slam, and Ambu's gonna find a kill on Eclipse. Basically start and finish fight 3 right there in one swift move. We did have mines used earlier. Has been our first and only ult invested into this opening round. Buffy's goes in for a deep swing around, a little scouting trip, lands back up on the platform. I guess the crosswalk. Oh no! Eclipse still getting warmed up, it seems. Eclipse the edge of the geometry there with the ultimate. Gets to throw it on point. Whitebeard's gonna answer with the sound barrier. Will chase Kylo Ren off the point. Meanwhile, Buffy's and company are able to clean up the objective itself, and we're going to get a swift 100-0 to start things off here for NewGens.
Score 1-0.
0 and Whitebeard new players. And let's go. Indeed. And what a start. All right, Kylo Ren's going to go into the Genji. This feels a little more familiar from Kylo Ren. I think this is a little bit more in their wheelhouse as far as hero pool. No changes compositionally out of NewGens. Headed into this second round. I mean, it seemed to work pretty well. Effort with a strong Freya. Now, I will say this is probably the least Freya friendly of the 3 sub-maps here in Ilios. Effort is able to nevertheless win out that duel against the Genji. And we will get that first cap once again. NewGens building percentage. Buffy is already in deep, playing around the Mega. Adaptive popped. Use that shielding just for a slow rollout. That was the most nudged. Have you ever seen a Wrecking Ball saunter? I believe that's what we just witnessed there, friends. All right, red side push. Trying to get in on this back line. Whitebeard's able to escape up top. Effort with some cover from down range. Finds Eclipse on the approach. Whittling through the Telacy. I mean, just poking him out before they can really close the gap. Beautiful shooting to finish off Kylo Ren. You will eventually find a pick onto effort here if you're Telacy. Soul actually getting a pair. There was with the boop. Wish we got that up. Sorry, Soul. I'm sorry I missed that. That's a nice little two-piece. I wish I had gotten a better look at that on stream. Hey, it's going to get you 60% towards this sound barrier, and you're able to drive Buffy as away there with the 5v3 using those quicker respawns. So, end up actually being important kills. Now the chase from Mick, this Mickix, only wild. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Oh, that bolt lands there from effort to deny the remake from Mick. And this has been quite a dominant performance out of NewGens here to start this off. Pile drive in. Soul under pressure. Effort's going to find the kill. The beautiful headshot. Denied that sound barrier into the fight. But you know what? Good news for Telacy is they're able to trade it out. Donnie going down, though, means Telacy have no more supports left in this fight. 85%. Kind of a difficult choice. It's push in, try to stage for a touch, but I'm not even sure that's going to work. Mick trying to get close. Kylo Ren goes down. Soul barely able to make it on to start the OT, but will not get the sound barrier into the fight. This is going to be back-to-back 100-0s for NewGens to start off the series. Michelle, thank you for the follow. Mysterious was on support for ESL as well. Okay, good to know, Tubid. Good to know. I appreciate the insight on that. Yeah, clearly we had them. I had them listed as a tank player. Obviously, very flexible. Let's go get that point on the board there for NewGens. Gonna be a Runasapi pick here out of Telacy, headed into map 2. Okay, immediately we're gonna get that Freya banned out. They're like, no. Effort is absolutely wrecking us with that Freya. Now, I will say, Ilios is notoriously one of the best Freya maps. Just kind of the perfect angles for Freya to truly be able to take over there in that map. But unsurprisingly, we will get that Freya banned out. Telacy will stay in the red outlines as we head into Runasapi. Look at some stats there. What stands out, friends? I mean, pretty dominant. Only 5 deaths. Only 2 players going down. Really kind of gives you an idea of who Telacy were trying to focus, right? See if they can find effort in the back. And I mean, that was Kylo Ren. That was, you know, I believe, kind of pushing in that flex DPS role, be it on the Echo or the Genji, to try to shut down effort. But really good protection there from Whitebeard through that, aka Gyru. It's gonna be a Diva ban there from NewGens. Buffy has your Elim leader and your damage leader. There, map 1. And we get set up for some Runasapi. We'll see if Telacy can answer back. Again, Ilios, very good. I mean, for not just the Freya, but for the Wrecking Ball. Control is just kind of very, very good for the nature of a Wrecking Ball cycling, right? Although, you know what? Push tends to be pretty good as well. We'll see if Telacy's pick of Runasapi will work out for him. No. No playing Vendetta.
Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
We are going to get a Venture. This Kylo Ren will come out once again there in our favorite Dig Dug hero. Favorite Earth Muncher. Vikix coming in on the Ramattra. We saw a lot of Ramattra over the weekend in OWCS Grand Finals. So Clips just, I mean, we're huddling up around the sustain of that Ram. A lot of high damage output. Interesting to see how Kylo Ren plays this. Right now is playing pretty close to the chest, but Soul goes down. I think they tried to push a little bit too far forward. And Buffy will find that kill. Now, I mean, early progress, I will say. Despite only having 4 players in the fight, one thing that we might see NGZ struggle with here, or NewGens, excuse me, struggle with here, is anchoring this card. Right, effort is really probably your biggest anchor, your biggest stall potential, and just kind of biggest holdout on the objective itself here for NewGens. And for the follow-up with a kill on a Dottie after an opening pick on an Eclipse, we got NewGens in control. Little grapple retract pile drive on Mick. Mick is able to still find Anmu despite all the disruption. Again, the Ramattra just has so much health and cooldowns to cycle through. Obviously, they feed each other with that extra 300 from the Nemesis form. Deadeye in play here out of Eclipse. Kylo Ren's already picked up 1 kill on the Whitebeard. An important kill with that, allowing Soul to get the edge in the sound barrier race. Oh no! Eclipse! Oh no! Unfortunate. A most unfortunate end to an otherwise great fight. With Mick and Eclipse both missing here, means Telacy's not going to be able to pick up a whole lot of space. You can see the follow there. Kylo Ren doesn't even make it out. Oh, and Buffyaz is going to steal your Omega. That's just mean. That's just mean. I will be streaming NA tonight. Sorry I didn't get you on Saturday. I'm sorry that fell through. I was genuinely just not feeling well. Tried to stay up and stream OWCS, and it ended up just didn't work at all. So I'm really sorry I didn't get the spa on Saturday. I'll make it up to you, Cornsolio, I promise. We are getting some NA on tonight for sure. I'll get a full schedule out later today as well. That's gonna be checkpoint picked up here from NewGens. Oh, we're gonna get an ultimate. Okay, Kyler is just gonna trade out what they can here with the tectonic shock. Yeah, and we're gonna go to a Sombra. I was anticipating a change. I don't know that I was anticipating the Sombra change. Coffee RZ, thanks for the follow. Looking for the hack onto the wrecking ball. We'll eventually get it, but looks like my early damage perhaps from effort. A follow-up shot from Anmu. Eclipse just got deleted. And the cast is just such an important part of keeping this high velocity NewGen squad at bay. You've got to have that casting there to slow everything down. So go down. Overclock used. Cheer from Anmu. We're going to get a sound barrier fight. A lot of sustain available here for Telacy. A lot of room to fight back. I've seen plenty of swings, at this point in Runasapi. We're going to get both the sound barrier and the annihilation layered on top of each other, though. Not ideal. It means a lot of that sustain was kind of was wasted. Ends up being a swift fight. Whitebeard, sound barrier getting maximum value. Able to counter not just Soul sound barrier, but the annihilation as well. Since they were used simultaneously, it ends up just being, I mean, you talk about spectacular min-maxing. One beat went out that fight. Deadeye from Eclipse trying to buy some space. We got effort and Buffy as in date. We will find the ladder. 3 shots land from Eclipse. 4. Okay. Eclipse has put a stop to this onslaught out of NewGens. Stop the bleeding for now. Effort was, in fact, on Freya. I believe we had a sub come in is what happened there. Oh, no, wait, Anmu was in map 1, weren't they? Yeah, they just kind of randomly swap roles, huh? Good catch there. Rovan, I appreciate the follow. Oh, the Kitsu in play there from Dottie, but they pay for it with their life. Of course, Mikix, we did see the swap on the Zarya. That was, just after the Eclipse 3-piece. right in front of spawn. We saw the annihilation used from Mick. They swapped over to the Tsar. Have built up halfway, 60% towards this grab. In a very short time. Oh, wow. Still just gets deleted. The Tsar doesn't have near the sustain. You get a lot more damage output, but not near the sustain of that Ramatra. And the Tsar is very tough to play without having another DPS that can kind of rotate with you. Right, I feel like Mythics is themselves the really only frontline engage tool here in this composition. Where you've seen the Reaper played in that role a lot recently, right? And what's so powerful about that? The Reaper able to cycle the cooldowns alongside the Zarya bubbles and then cycle with the Zarya themselves. And you have 2 health pools to work through. Eclipse, the cooldowns from the cast don't quite provide that same value. Deadeye out of Eclipse, speaking of. Look like comboed with an EMP, and they're just not able to find anything. Anbu slaughters Eclipse with a headshot from the OC. Effort's going to move in and find a pick as well. Pulse bomb ready. Throws it into the corner and doesn't land, but still should be more than enough to win this fight. Soul skating around on a sliver of health. And then eventually goes right back into the spawn with less than 3 minutes to go. NewGens are in control. Anbu having one hell of a map. Oh, wait. I didn't fix the... No, Cass is not banned. It's Freya and Diva were the banned. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, I know. I just didn't plug it in there. I talked about it. I talked about the Diva ban at the start of the map. I just forgot to change the graphic. I'm sorry. Thank y'all. Good catch. Because there's the kids who's trying to put a nail in the coffin here. So that, I have the appropriate ban up for less than 60 seconds. And just overwhelming pressure. Steamroll into a 2-0. NewGens continue to look exceptional here in the opening weeks of Season 7. And just like that, NewGens up 2-0. I know, we're still, it's a Monday, all right? Mondays always comes with a little bit of scuff, doesn't it? Okay, so Shambali pick. Telacy wanting to go back into that Ram Lord and trying to decide what do they ban out. Do they ban the Wrecking Ball here? Do they just go right for the Jugular? Anbu had a hell of a map. Anbu's had a hell of a series. Who we kidding? Anbu, I believe, was 14-0 in map 1. It's gonna be the Tracer banned out here. Okay. What an interesting look. You don't often see, like, your Freya player goes into the Tracer for the series. Or for another map. And I think it was just the power of Freya there on Ilios, right? We also did have the Freya banned out in map 2. We'll see what NewGens want to answer with. I'll actually get you the appropriate ban this time. I promise. Look at some stats there. How did Anbu end up doing? We're looking at 22-3 out of Anbu in map 2. Good enough for silver damage there. Just barely ahead of Eclipse, actually, in the Cassidy. We're going to get the Zarya ban out of NewGens. We've had a tank banned out every time. 2 of those have been from NewGens. Telacy actually banned out the Winton in map 1. Putting some respect on Eclipse. Yeah, we had that Cassidy ban early on. But since it has been take bans out of NewGens, I mean, this, I don't expect anything to change from their side. I'm honestly surprised we don't get the ball ban. Maybe Shambali's not the best spot for it. I would agree with that. So they are going to try to attack, attack the Tracer instead. See if they can attack kind of the combo.
Ready for battle.
Hey, Buffy has actually turned off streamer mode. Thank you, Buffy has. Okay, Effort comes out with the May. So no, with the Tracer band dealt, we are going to get the May May Soldier. Interesting look there for the front line.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
A little early scout, early shot. We're over to the cast Echo here for Telacy Esports. But really the only answer in kind of any kind of long-range poke, really the only poke damage at all. I mean, you got Mysterious as well. But that's not gonna be a good answer to Kylo Ren in the cast, I don't really think. I don't know, we'll see. You know, the Wuyon can put out just an enormous amount of damage. I feel like it's better in, you know, close quarters, that kind of splash damage, you know, really taking advantage of the AoE. So far, it's looking like some good early damage numbers there for Eclipse and Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren already 35% towards this first ultimate. You can see the entirety of Telacy moves upstairs side, pushes up towards the left high ground. Good wall. Mickens goes down. Onbu finds that shot. Mysterious puts in the bulk of damage as well. We were talking about Wuyon at 53% towards that first ultimate. First fight will go to this NewGens defense. Great wall. Trying to find some exit picks. Can't quite. All right, so Kylo Ren playing over the wall this time. Let's see if they can confine this NewGens defense towards that high ground side. Cut in on this tank battle. Both Nemesis forms in play. Watch for this to fade, as Buffyez is in a very vulnerable spot, potentially in a vulnerable spot. Pressure up on top. Kylo Ren drops in onto that high ground while Buffyez finds a kill onto Eclipse. So Kylo Ren was hoping to kind of cut off the back line, but great play out of Buffyez down low. Now, Kylo Ren does get one, gets the bonus Blizzard into play, and you're able to freeze up Buffyez. Meanwhile, back line of Donnie and Soul puts a couple into the feed, and a good fight here from Telacy. Here it comes, 2 minutes ahead of watching match. I bet that is a little weird, Ilio. That's the Kitsu out of Whitebeard. He's playing here on a bit of a flank angle. His effort runs in with the Blizzard. He's able to catch Minkix with that. I believe that Soul tried to save them with the Tidal Blast. It just did not land. I mean, I didn't see the Tidal Blast going to anybody else. Maybe it went on to Kylo. Oh, Kylo's going to go to spawn Camp Mysterious.
Come on, guys. Let's go and push that thing.
Oh, the swift step back. Beautiful heads-up play out of Whitebeard. Bail out their teammate. An effort shows up to find the kill. Kylo Ren's assassination mission will fall flat. A risky play now with 60 seconds to go. Telacy needs to wait for their Echo to get back into this fight. That's a drop down from Buffy as they're going to engage with this Nemesis form with an opening pick on a Soul. Yeah, they had Mickix completely surrounded. Great call there out of NewGens. The aggressive play paying dividends with 2 early picks. Now less than 40 seconds remain. Oh, and they continue to find exit picks. Oh, the Onbu annihilation continues. I mean, just as a descriptor, not necessarily the ultimate namesake, you know, just as a descriptor. All right, Kitsu, Annihilation, OC, available. Go. Whoa, that's what you needed. Eclipse finds a beautiful volley there at the end of the OC and take down the Kiriko. Now it's just the heels of a wheel on this fight. Buffy is low, has the Annihilation to try to extend this out, but you know, you got Kylo Ren there. Didn't even use the finishing beam on that. And it's enough for the cap. Oh, another great play out of Kylo Ren. We're going to get the follow-up Kitsu from Donnie to try to move in, finish off, make good on that opening pick. But Effort's able to find Eclipse. And we got a 3v3 kind of awkward situation here. Hideo? Hideuo? I'm not sure how to pronounce that one, but I appreciate the follow, my friend. Well, that is 3 simultaneous ultimates. Not exactly sure where the title blast went. Looks like it went on to effort. Onbu ends up falling, though. There was a lot of ultimates thrown in. In the dupe and the annihilation invested from Telacy as well. 1-for-1 trade. Get some Kylo Renpov left on the cart. Buffy is able to run down Eclipse. It's not ideal. A good move from Kylo. Able to isolate Mysterious, kind of end that moment of weakness. Buffy has returns. Kylo barely able to get that kill. Holy cow. That little bit extra healing there from the wave was just enough. The rejuvenating wave plus the orb of healing that he throws out. I don't know, water orb, harmony, something. Anyway, yeah. That was a title blast thrown onto Mikix. Actually, it may have been onto Kylo. No, it was onto Mikix. I saw the blue shield on there. I was like, wait a minute, was that extra shielding from the title blast? Doesn't matter. Both of the aforementioned will go down. Telacy have less than 30 seconds to attack point B. Oh, the Kitsu's not going to be enough to take Buffy's down. You did get Mikix pushed up to the objective, so we do have an OT potentially. Yeah, we will get an overtime here. Whether there's anybody else left to touch remains to be seen. Kylo Ren's able to get it. Does not get the duplicate off. That might have been the one thing to extend this out. Cannot get that ultimate in play. We will get the hold here out of NewGens.
Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
No change compositionally from either squad. We're still getting Whitebeard opting for the Lucio here, actually, now that I mention it. Now that I think about it. Mysterious is going to play the Kiri instead of the Wuyong. So the Whitebeard was actually in the Kiri last time. As you know, we are seeing the Wuyong and Kiri on the other side. Technically, I believe Wuyong is main support, but yeah, no, it's kind of interesting the way we're seeing these teams play it. Hey, you know what? I get distracted though. Effort and Andre come up with big opening picks here. March this cart around the first corner with ease. Buffy's will find the last two, and first fight cleanly goes the way of NewGens. Got walls, gonna deny some healing to Mickey. Look at the rundown. Buffyez goes and huts down Soul. Soul is pushed up just a little too far. Buffyez makes a great recognition. Onbu's gonna pick up a kill. Pushing in from inside, if I saw that correctly. Kylo Ren still lingering around here. Effort keeping an eye out for the Echo, but they won't make it back for the touch. We're just gonna get a smooth walk-in. Hardly any hesitation on that cart with 4:30 to go. Box victory now within reach here of Buffyez and NewGens. You do have an OC and Annihilation trying to hold Kylo Ren with the duplicate as well. It's going to be Eclipse's OC to try to start. Whitebeard will drop the beat, though. Ambu had already shut down the overclock. We're getting aggressive here. Mickey's is going to try to hold the line. Receives the title blast as well. Oh, it just gets absolutely annihilated. Just gets destroyed. Kylo Ren's able to fight a kill onto Ambu and perhaps slow this down. There's no tank in play here for NGZ either. Right now, Effort is playing kind of off-tank role, still holding the front line. Cart still making progress. But Telacy should get the respawn advantage here and will eventually force the reset. You can see Buffy is quickly returning to the fight. We're going to have Duplicate and Kitsu available for this defense. 3 ultimates, including double DPS ults available. Watch for Kylo Ren making a big drop into the backline. Trying to kind of swing very wide. It's a risky play. You're leaving the front door wide open as the Kitsu is now thrown directly on top of Mikix. They're able to stay alive with the help from Donnie's Kitsune Rush. Now that Effort Blizzard is in play, does not seem to get anybody. The duplicate has come and gone there from Kylo Ren. They're able to move back and regroup with the team here in main. Onbu has an overclock, is able to find Eclipse early in this fight, but Soul has the answer. Defense able to hold on as Kylo Ren wrestles down Buffyez, and that might just be the one to put a stop to this attack. Onbu taken down, and that should be the beginning of the end. Mikix is low. Oh, but has the Nemesis form in the rejuvenating wave layered nicely to make sure they don't give up anything cheeky here at the end of the fight. Ilios comes in with another dad joke. You know, I'm a big fan of helium. Huge fan of helium. I can't speak highly enough on it. There you go, Nilio. There you go. Kylo Ren once again trying to play off this flank. Buffy has with the Nemesis form. Drop. Mikix. I mean, it's in a terrible spot. I don't know if that was a boop. Had to have been. Title blast onto Eclipse. Kind of got knocked down. The great wall from Effort negated some of that stun, and Eclipse will get popped before they're able to regroup with the rest of the team. And that spectacular play is going to be it. That's the 3-0 here for NewGens. They stay perfect in Season 7. Some stats there for map 3. Audrey 30-6 there in that final map. Leads the map in elims. Buffyez will lead in damage there at 12k. Your silver and bronze damage actually are on Telacy there. Kylo with just shy of 12k on the Echo. Boy, that's an enormous amount of damage done on that Echo. Fortunately for Telacy, they just can't quite pull it together here. They'll move to 1-1. NewGens move to 3-0 on the season. You know, with as good as they have looked, I must say, I'm very curious. If they drop maps in their first 2 series, I feel like they very much have the potential that NewGens are currently just 9-0 on the season with the way that we saw them play today. Oh, no, they didn't drop a map against Fat Pigs. All right, so not entirely flawless. They have dropped 1 map in 3 series. I mean, that's a hell of a start. Any way you slice it, that is a hell of a start there for this NewGen squad. They will have Peps Academy coming up on Wednesday. This is their next match. Telacy fall to 1-1, as I said. They will face the other NewGen squad, NGZ, as we affectionately refer to them here on this stream. They would take, for their 3rd match of the season, playing that on Wednesday. They do have a makeup match, right? They've only played one match so far this season. GG's all around. Oh, effort. I appreciate the rant. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just, casually pulls out the Freya there in that first map. Casually pulls out the Freya for a 13-2. Player of the match, I've got to give it to Onbu. I've got to give it to Onbu here today. In the range DPS / hit scan role, just looked outstanding. And frankly, don't let me play me again. Overheated fine. Didn't exactly hit all the icicles. What is this team doing at expert? This team does look pretty nasty to be an expert division. But Onbu's a player I'm not super familiar with coming into this match. Had an outstanding performance. I mean, real standout all day long. Never puts up most damage and only puts up most elims once. It wasn't really about that to me. To me, it was just showing up when the team needed. Onbu was consistently winning duels, consistently putting up, opening picks. It just was a real standout to me all day long. Also, we got to remember to move Mysterious. Okay, apparently for this team, we're moving Mysterious into the flex support role, so I will get that fixed for you as well. I do think we are going to revisit our expert power rankings here at the end of this week, so keep an eye out for that. I mean, with this 3-0 start, I'm starting to think that NewGens might just be pushing up those power rankings here at the end of this week.